Imagine if I told you that the key to unlocking better mood, clearer skin, a stronger immune system, and even effortless weight management isn't found in some expensive supplement or a restrictive diet you can't stick to. What if I told you it all comes down to something you probably aren't eating enough of, and that by fixing this one simple thing, you could literally change the entire ecosystem living inside your body right now? We're talking about your gut microbiome, that massive community of trillions of bacteria that calls your digestive tract home. And the secret to feeding the good guys, the ones that work for you, not against you, isn't some exotic superfood flown in from a remote mountain. It's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, or at least it should be. But here's the kicker, and this is the part that shocks most of my patients. Most people think they're eating it, but they're not. They're eating the ghost version of it, the empty, lifeless imitation, and they're wondering why their digestion is still off, why they still feel bloated, and why they can't seem to get their health on track. We're going to fix that today, because the difference between what most people eat and what their gut bacteria are actually starving for is the single biggest mistake I see in the health world. Let's paint a picture of what's happening inside your gut right now, because you can't see it, you can't feel it, but it's running the show more than you realize. Your gut is like a sprawling, bustling city. In this city, you have the good citizens, the beneficial bacteria that help you digest food, produce vitamins, and keep your immune system strong. And then you have the troublemakers, the opportunistic bacteria and yeast that, if given the chance, will cause chaos, leading to bloating, brain fog, cravings for sugar, and inflammation. Now, in any city, the way you keep the peace and make sure the good citizens thrive while the criminals are kept in check is by controlling the food supply. You want to feed the good guys and starve the bad guys. The bad guys, they love sugar. They love processed foods. They feast on that stuff, and when they eat, they multiply and they get stronger. The good guys, on the other hand, they're craving something completely different. They're craving fiber. But not just any fiber, they need what we call prebiotic fiber. And this is where the confusion starts. When I ask my patients if they eat fiber, they almost always say yes. They tell me they eat whole wheat bread, or they have that healthy looking cereal in the morning, or maybe they have a banana. And while those things do contain fiber, it's often the wrong kind, or it's been so processed and pulverized that it's basically useless to your gut bacteria. It's like trying to run a high performance car on dirty water. It's just not going to work. So, what is this simple food that truly feeds your good gut bacteria? It's something that has been a staple of human diets for thousands of years, but has been almost completely engineered out of the modern American diet. I'm talking about resistant starch. And before you click away thinking, oh great, another scientific term I have to remember, stick with me, because this is going to be simple and it's going to change your life. Resistant starch is a type of carbohydrate that resists digestion in the small intestine. It travels all the way down to your large intestine, your colon, where your good bacteria are waiting for it like a five-star meal. When the bacteria eat this resistant starch, they ferment it and produce something magical called short-chain fatty acids, particularly one called butyrate. Butyrate is the primary fuel source for the cells that line your colon. It heals your gut lining, it reduces inflammation, and it sends signals to your brain that you are full and satisfied. It's the ultimate health booster. And the best part? You can get it from incredibly simple, cheap, and accessible foods. Let's talk about the number one source that you probably have in your pantry right now: potatoes. But, and this is a massive but, it's not about eating a piping hot baked potato. That hot potato has starch that your body will digest very quickly, spiking your blood sugar. But if you take that same potato, cook it, and then let it cool down completely in the fridge overnight, a chemical transformation happens. The structure of the starch changes. It becomes crystallized and resistant to digestion. Suddenly, that humble potato becomes a powerhouse prebiotic food. It's the same with rice and pasta. Cook your rice, let it cool, and you dramatically increase its resistant starch content. Reheat it if you want. Studies show the resistant starch stays even after reheating. So that leftover cold pasta salad you might have thought was just convenient, it's actually a gut health miracle. Think about traditional cultures for a second. In many parts of the world, people have been eating cold rice or potato salad for centuries. They didn't know the science, but they intuitively understood that these foods made them feel good, gave them energy, and kept their digestion regular. Now I can already hear some of you thinking, okay, Dr. John, so I just need to eat cold potatoes. Got it. But the story doesn't end there. There's another incredible source that many people overlook, and it comes in the form of a simple, slightly odd-looking fruit. I'm talking about green bananas or plantains. When a banana is green and unripe, its starch is almost entirely resistant. It's indigestible to you, but it's the perfect food for your gut bacteria. As the banana ripens and turns yellow and then brown, that resistant starch converts into simple sugars. That's why overripe bananas taste so sweet. So if you want to feed your gut bacteria, you want to eat them when they're still green and firm. You can slice them into a smoothie and you won't even taste them, but your gut bacteria will throw a party. Plantains, which are a staple in many Latin American, African, and Caribbean diets, work the same way. When cooked green and allowed to cool, they are a fantastic source of this powerful nutrient. But why does this matter so much? Why should you care about feeding these invisible bugs in your gut? Because the science is absolutely clear now. The health of your gut microbiome is linked to everything from your mental health to your risk for chronic disease. There's a growing body of research showing that people with a healthy, diverse gut microbiome, the kind that's well fed on resistant starch and fiber, have lower rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even depression. It's all connected by that highway called the vagus nerve, which runs directly from your gut to your brain. When your gut bacteria are happy and producing butyrate, they send calming signals to your brain. When they're starving and overrun by bad bacteria, they send inflammatory signals that can contribute to anxiety and brain fog. I've had patients come to me who have struggled for years with low energy and mood swings, and they've tried every supplement on the market. But when we simply increased their intake of resistant starch from real food, the change was remarkable. They felt calmer, they slept better, and they had steady energy throughout the day without the afternoon crash. Now let's address the elephant in the room. If you're not used to eating a lot of fiber or resistant starch, and you suddenly start eating cold potatoes and green bananas, your gut bacteria might go a little wild. They've been starving for so long, and suddenly you're throwing them a feast. This can lead to some gas and bloating at first. That's actually a good sign. It means they're waking up and getting to work. But you want to do this slowly. Start with a small amount, maybe a quarter cup of cold potato salad, and see how you feel. Let your system adapt. This isn't a race. It's about building a sustainable, healthy ecosystem for the long haul. So, we've talked about potatoes and green bananas. But let's not forget the legumes: beans, lentils, chickpeas. These are another fantastic source of resistant starch, especially when they're cooked and then cooled. Think about a classic 3-bean salad, cold and tangy, sitting in your fridge. That is a gut health superfood. The combination of the resistant starch from the cooled beans and the fermentation from the vinegar creates a synergistic effect that is incredibly powerful for your microbiome. This is why traditional food combinations like beans and rice are so brilliant. They provide a complete amino acid profile for your body, and the cooling process makes the starch in both the rice and the beans more resistant, feeding your gut bacteria while fueling your body. It's a perfect, time-tested system. But I want to warn you about something. There's a trend in the food industry right now to take these concepts and turn them into processed, packaged foods. You'll see bars or powders claiming to have resistant starch. While some of these might have a benefit, they can never replace the complexity of whole foods. A whole food, like a potato or a bean, comes with a matrix of vitamins, minerals, and other phytochemicals that work together. When you isolate one component, you lose that synergy. So I always tell my patients to get their nutrients from food first. Your body is a brilliant machine that has evolved over millions of years to recognize and utilize real food. It doesn't know what to do with a laboratory-created fiber isolate in the same way. Keep it simple. Keep it real. Think about what this means for your daily life. You can start to shift your mindset about leftovers. Instead of seeing them as boring or just convenient, see them as a health tool. That chili you made on Sunday? Have it cold on Monday for lunch? That pasta you boiled for dinner? Make extra, let it cool, and have a cold pasta salad with olive oil and veggies for lunch the next day. You're not just saving time, you're actively engineering your food to be better for you. It's a simple hack that requires zero extra effort, just a little bit of knowledge. And that knowledge is power, the power to take control of your health in a way that feels effortless and sustainable. The most common objection I hear at this point is about taste. People say, "But Dr. John, I don't like cold food. I want my meals hot." And that's perfectly fine. Remember, you can reheat these foods. The resistant starch remains. So you can cook your potatoes, let them cool, and then reheat them in the oven or a pan. You still get the benefit. It's the cooling process that's the key, not necessarily eating them cold. You can make a big batch of roasted potatoes, let them cool completely in the fridge, and then throughout the week, reheat a portion. It's that simple. You're getting all the comfort of a hot, delicious side dish with the powerful gut-healing benefits of resistant starch. Now let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture of your health. We live in a world that is obsessed with killing things. We have antibacterial soaps, antibiotics, and sanitizers everywhere. And while hygiene is important, this war on bacteria has gone too far. We've forgotten that we need bacteria. We are not just individuals. We are superorganisms, made up of human cells and microbial cells. We are in a symbiotic relationship with these tiny creatures. When we starve them, we starve ourselves of health. When we feed them well, they reward us with vitality. This shift in perspective, from seeing bacteria as enemies to seeing them as partners, is one of the most profound changes you can make. Your job isn't just to feed yourself, it's to feed your inner garden. And like any garden, if you neglect the soil, the plants will struggle. Resistant starch is the premium fertilizer for that soil. I want you to start experimenting. Maybe tonight, cook some extra rice. Let it sit in the fridge. Tomorrow, make a quick stir fry and use that cold rice as a base. Or boil some small potatoes, let them cool, and chop them up into a hearty salad with some tuna and a little mayo. Just try it for 1 week. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice your digestion. Notice your energy levels after meals. Notice your cravings. I've seen this one simple dietary tweak reduce sugar cravings dramatically. Why? Because when your good gut bacteria are well fed, they signal to your brain that you are satisfied. They stop sending out the emergency flares that make you reach for a candy bar for a quick energy hit. You become more balanced, more in control. So, here's the bottom line. The simple food that helps feed your good gut bacteria is already all around you. It's in the leftovers in your fridge. It's in the green-tipped bananas at the grocery store. It's in the humble potato. It's been there the whole time, waiting for you to rediscover it. We've just been conditioned to think that fresh and hot is always best, and while that's true for many vegetables, for starch, a little bit of time in the cold is actually what unlocks its true potential. It's a beautiful irony, isn't it? That the key to feeding the life inside us is something as simple as letting our food sit overnight. I'd love to hear from you now. Have you ever noticed that cold pasta or potato salad sits differently with you? Does your digestion feel better when you eat leftovers? Or maybe you're going to try this for the first time. I want you to drop a comment down below. Tell me, what's one food you're going to try cooling and reheating this week? Are you a potato person, a rice person, or are you going to give green bananas a shot? Share your experience, ask your questions, and let's build a community of people who are taking control of their health, one meal at a time. Because when we share what works, we all get healthier together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video, where we'll dive deep into another everyday food hack that can transform your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.